Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Bold and the Beautiful Wednesday, November 26th recap. Steffy's ominous declaration at the turkey table. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B recap for Wednesday, November 26th reveals that Steffy Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, made an ominous declaration at the turkey table after Ridge Forrester, Torsten K., made a surprise appearance. At the Cliff House, Kelly Spencer, Sophia Parras, spent some time in the kitchen with Steffy and Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, which gave them a chance to wear the new aprons Kelly picked out. Once John Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, and Hayes Finnegan, Brian David Garlick, returned from a dip in the ocean, they pitched in on Thanksgiving preparations as well. Following lunch with the Logans, Ridge arrived and wanted to have dinner with his family, so Steffy was delighted over the surprise. Ridge offered Steffy and Taylor flowers before sharing a moment along with his ex-wife. Now that Taylor was out of the toxic cycle she'd been in before, she was doing well and seemed okay with Ridge's presence. Ridge cracked some dad jokes and ultimately took over kitchen duties with Finn. Steffy and Taylor were a little nervous about that, but they decided to relax on the sofa for a bit anyway. After Taylor assured Steffy that she was fine, the whole gang sat down for a Thanksgiving feast. That brought some grateful speeches, including one from Steffy. As Steffy fought back her emotions on Wednesday's B&B episode, she was thankful to be coming together with her family like this after all the challenges. Steffy declared that they were safer than they'd ever been, which sounds like an awfully ominous line of dialogue. Could this be building to a situation where Steffy and her loved ones realize they aren't safe at all? While Finn, Steffy, Hayes, Kelly, Taylor, and Ridge chowed down at the Cliff House, Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, had Mike check ahead of her upcoming Il Giardino performance. Daphne was grateful to Deacon Sharp, Sean Cannon, and Sheila Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown, for allowing her to prep on Thanksgiving when the restaurant was closed. Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, was there too and shared a nice moment with Deacon, who ultimately invited both Carter and Daphne to stick around for Thanksgiving dinner. Although Daphne and Carter were grateful for the offer, Carter already had a romantic dinner for two planned with Daphne. Deacon wound up having dinner alone with Sheila, who once again praised Taylor for working wonders and bringing her husband back to her. After Sheila encouraged Deacon to pull the wishbone with her, he got the bigger piece and made a wish. Deacon refused to divulge it, since it wouldn't come true if he did. But Sheila was content knowing her own reunion wish had already been granted. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Sheila and Deacon's marriage could fall apart despite her positive attitude. So stay tuned for updates on any Taylor news to come. Thanksgiving at the Forrester Mansion has always been a shimmering blend of tradition, tension, and beautifully prepared turkey. But this year, the golden glow of candlelight could not soften the razor-sharp edges of the emotions that had been simmering for weeks. What was meant to be a warm gathering became the stage for one of Steffy Forrester's most chilling declarations in years. The day began with an almost unnatural quiet. Eric's health scare still lingered like a shadow over the family, and though he insisted he was strong enough to host dinner, everyone sensed the fragility beneath his charm. Brooke fluttered around the kitchen, offering elegant little touches, while Ridge tried to make light conversation, but the air felt charged as if something or someone was holding their breath. Hope arrived with a carefully wrapped pumpkin pie and a careful smile. She had been on edge ever since Thomas's secretive behavior escalated. She sensed change coming, but not the kind she could prepare for. Ridge greeted her warmly, though even he kept glancing at Thomas with a protective father's instinct, unsure of where his son's mind had wandered lately. Across the room, Liam stepped inside with Kelly, their daughter tugging him toward the baskets of decorative leaves lining the archway. Steffy watched the moment with a guarded expression. Her co-parenting rhythm with Liam was steady, but the undercurrent of jealousy from both Hope and Thomas had muddied the waters more than she cared to admit. And today she had resolved to settle something. For herself, for her children, and for the future she was determined to protect. The guests gathered around the long, gleaming table. The polished silverware, crisp linens, and rich autumn floral arrangements should have brought comfort. Instead, each setting felt like a placeholder for conflict. Carter raised a glass for grace. Though even he seemed uncertain about the atmosphere, Eric's voice trembled ever so slightly as he thanked everyone for gathering. He had always insisted on the Thanksgiving table circle, where each person shared something they were grateful for. Traditionally, it softened conflicts and reminded everyone of their bonds. But this year, no amount of tradition could neutralize the layered tensions threading through the room. Zen went first, speaking about resilience and family. Paris followed with gratitude for new beginnings. Donna and Katie shared heartfelt words about Eric's improving health. The energy began to relax until the circle approached the center of the storm. Hope's turn landed like a soft sigh. She expressed gratitude for her children, for forgiveness, and for finding the strength to remain open-hearted even through turmoil. Thomas listened with a too intense gaze that made Ridge and Brooke exchange wary glances. Hope avoided eye contact, choosing instead to focus on a cranberry sprig on her plate. Then it was Liam's turn. He thanked the family for welcoming him, for Kelly, and for the chance to be part of a tradition he genuinely cherished. But as he spoke about honesty, about how truth was the root of all trust, his eyes drifted toward Thomas, a silent accusation wrapped in polite language. The table grew stiff. Even Eric shifted slightly in his chair. Finally, it was Steffi's turn. She straightened, lifting her chin with the unmistakable poise of a woman who had rehearsed her words long before she reached this table. Her voice held the same smoky strength it always had, but there was something colder threaded through its edges. "I'm grateful for clarity," she began, and every head tilted, sensing the shift. "For strength, and for knowing when it's time to set boundaries, even when it's inconvenient." Thomas blinked, confused. Liam frowned. Hope folded her hands together slowly. Bracing herself, Steffi continued, "This family has survived so many storms because we face the truth, even when it hurts. And the truth is, I am done allowing chaos to circle my children. I am done letting situations spiral because people refuse to take responsibility." She paused, her eyes cutting toward Thomas. Then Hope, then Liam. That a thick silence fell, weighted and suffocating. "I won't have instability around Kelly and Hayes. I won't have unpredictable behavior, or obsessive behavior, or unresolved feelings lingering in ways that affect the people I love." Her words were not shouted. They were sharpened, each syllable a blade slipping neatly into place.